Hi everyone, I welcome you all to our tech podcast series. And today we are back again with yet another podcast. Now today's podcast will be around healthcare industry now to talk about that how technology is actually helping in the healthcare industry, especially when we talk about the amazing trendy one, the artificial intelligence and the machine learning. So to cover these amazing topics, we have a special guest with us to cover amazing the healthcare industry. We have today Anil, who is currently the global CTO at Docker, and he has amazing experience in this industry from past few decades. So, with that note, I welcome you, Anil, in our today's podcast series. How are you doing?
I'm doing. Thank you so much, Sabi. It's pleasure to be part of this particular podcast. Yeah, and share my experience, my journey, probably over here. And I it has been a year with me for it. Okay, and I have seen how healthcare marketing is really making a big impact. When you talk about getting digital, when you talk about tech as a support there, and then since healthcare deals with a lot of data, and mining that data, we need AI and ML models which keeps on refining it up, and that's how I think so we have seen as a progress in this area. Yeah, thank you so much for invitation, and it will be lovely conversation sharing my thoughts.
That's amazing. Thanks a lot. So before starting, would love to know that what are your roles and responsibilities as a global CTO? Because when it comes to CTO, it's a lot about technology, and right now, when it comes to technology in healthcare, it's so complicated, and you need to be so much like concerned that what are you doing, how you are doing, how technology like it shouldn't be a bad thing to the patients or anything. So many things. So would love to know how is it for you?
So my role at Docker is actually, apart from technology, I also take care of the product vertical over here. So I am also responsible for defining the revision and the new versions of the product, and keep our company in competitions with us, ahead of the competition. That's the reason I think so. We and my team has to do a lot of research around it, what would work, what doesn't work, right, and then understand from all those things, come up with new product lines, work on those particular product lines, and similarly put an engineering effort to support all those things. So it's a combination of both product engineering as my role over here.
That's actually great to hear. So now, as I mentioned, that this will be around healthcare industry and a lot of things around technology. So, like right now, according to you, how technology is actually helping the healthcare industry? How especially the emerging technologies, if I'll be precise to it.
See, and I did mention, like, in case of healthcare pharma marketing specifically, right? So the data signals becomes very important for us. And when we talk about pharma marketing, see, we need to understand that we are not talking to our end consumers directly. So we are not talking to the patient world. We are not talking to those things. We are actually connecting to the HCPs, the healthcare professionals, the doctors, the physicians, right? It becomes very important that how do we identify these HCPs on the network which they've been coming it up. Technology is a very important role in helping us out. Second thing becomes very important, that how do I gauge the behavior changes or the behavior signals probably we've been getting from HCPs, which gives me a different signals in terms of data and all those things. How do I understand that data? How do I put that data in the right way? So cleaning and structuring of that data becomes extremely important for us, so that we can use that particular data to reach out to these HCPs in the right way, in the right time, and the right channels, probably, right? Finally, I think so. The brands which works with us, they look forward for performance, they look forward for the conversions, and it's important for us to make these important decisions based on those particular areas. So artificial intelligence and machine learning models plays a very, very important roles here, because they help us in building these particular segments, and then we use these particular segments to do the right kind of job there.
Exactly, that's so true. The technology is being a very essential
Yeah,
part. So, in
yeah,
this case, how do you determine the right KPIs for your healthcare marketing efforts as well? Because, as we know that when it comes to healthcare industry, the technology plays a major role. It's nice, but
yeah, yeah, exactly.
the marketing aspect is really different, right? So,
Mm.
how do you take care of it as well?
Yeah, so as I did mention that in pharma marketing, like you can't advertise to the end user or patients directly because of the regulations of compliance around your RX advertisement, which is your prescription advertising stuff, right? So, so in that case, you have to figure out a way that how do you advertise to HCP? You reach out to HCP to convey the latest guidelines, the molecule composition, or the product updates, so that they can use that particular information and make an informed choice when prescribing to a patient. So all these prescriptions goes through an HCPs, right? So I said in pharma marketing, you can't advertise to end users or a patients directly because of the regulations and compliance around RX advertising. So in that case, we reach out to HCPs, we convey the latest guidelines around the brands there, the molecule compositions there, or the product updates there, right? So they can use this particular information and make an important and informed decision while prescribing to the patients. Therefore, I would say measuring the HCP behavior over is very important KPIs for us. The intent to prescribe and hard sales metrics like prescription returns, these are the important KPI. So if you think from just think from a regular consumer marketing perspective, where metrics like impressions, clicks, views are very, very important for measuring a campaign performance. But in the healthcare pharma marketing, uh, KPIs like prescriptions, total prescriptions, intent to prescribe, these are key metrics behind measuring the pharma brands.
Yeah, that's so true, and great to hear that from you. Nice, and also again talking about the marketing programs. What are some common mistake the companies make when measuring the success of their healthcare marketing programs? Because I have seen that there are so many things that come into the picture. You have the government permission and everything, but when it comes to the campaigns, there are some ups and downs. So, how to manage those?
I think so. There are two important points probably I would like to measure from this perspective, where companies feels what kind of mistakes probably company makes, right? One is when they completely rely on vanity metrics like impressions, views, and clicks. It's not about in pharma marketing. It's not only about impressions and views. It's all about your prescriptions, right? It's about intent to prescribe, as I have been mentioned in my previous tabs. That's one. Second point is when you're not able to reach out to your HCP on the right platforms, right? So you need to understand where your HCPs are moving, in which platform they've been moving, what kind of interactions they have been doing it up. It's very important to understand all those things, all those channels probably, right? Which they have been using in their day-to-day professional capacity. So, and think about the brands promoting things them and picking up your HCPs on those right channels becomes a higher chance to engage them with your brand, and then drive those particular engagement to conversions. So these things becomes important. If companies are actually not into that area, then probably there are some mistakes, there are some gaps happening in there.
That's actually great to hear. So, and now moving with those, when it comes to these technologies, artificial intelligence, and machine learning, how you measure. When it comes to accuracy, it's the most important part in the
Yeah,
healthcare
yeah,
industry. So, what is
right.
your take in the accuracy part? Because I have seen accuracy is something that you are not even okay with 98% of accuracy. You actually want
Yeah.
99.999% of
99.99,
accuracy.
exactly. See,
Exactly.
I think,
So that is
yeah,
something about it.
yeah. So I think so. There are two things to it: accurate and the relevance of the data, right? So um, uh, these two things plays very important role for us, because see, when we are into so when Docker is connecting pharma brands to HCPs, we need to ensure that, yeah, we are reaching out to right set of HCPs uh, from that promotion perspective. And second thing, probably we need to respect also, is HCP, has HCP allowed us to show that particular brands to them, or marketing messagings to them. That's important. So that's where your consented based data comes very into picture. So we rely very high on consent based data, which is directly coming to us from an HCP, right? More footprint on the first party data, and similarly on the logged in based data. So all these particular things becomes one important critical for us. Apart from this, we also talk to a lot of the renowned large data partners. We connect with the industry leaders in that area, and we route all these particular signals to our platform. And we have built an engine by the name called ESPN, for which we have filed a patent, and we are waiting for the patent to be granted. So all these signals goes through that particular ecosystem for us, and create targeting segments for us. So they help us in identifying the right set of SCPs on the right set of platforms.
That's amazing to hear. Yeah, and also also wanted to understand one more thing from your side, that like how much time it actually takes when you are actually experimenting, or when you are trying to get a technology work. Because I personally know that it takes months and years to at least accept one particular thing, and that accuracy thing. So put some light on this aspect as well.
Yeah, because see, I'll tell you when. Say I'll come back again on the technology, and then probably I'll cover this particular space also. So, uh, apart from the data signals which I mentioned, like consented data, locked in data, or the first party data, right? Apart from that, we also try to collect a lot of the behavioral signals which an HCP has been giving us across different platforms. Like, so we understand those particular months where your one model becomes into a shape where it's that model is available and is in a shape to uh, produce some recommendations for you, right? So technology definitely takes the time. That's one aspect. But from a engagement perspective to the end user, we have built platform where you're able to serve your HCPs within milliseconds. So we get a request, we send a response back under 50 milliseconds. So how quick we are able to advertise things back to the SCP, so that that decision on those particular channels can happen within milliseconds.
Got it. No, that's much clearer. That's actually nice. And just one last thing that I wanted to understand is, which is actually the most important thing, that how do healthcare marketers stay up to date on the latest developments and advancements in the measuring success in healthcare marketing programs? Because I feel that it's not that much easy to keep a track on what's actually happening via news or things. So, what are your views on that?
If I'm not misunderstood your question, you're saying, okay, fine. How do we stay ahead of our competition, right? I would say, I think so. A real-time access to the campaign clinical's outcome is critical factor for us from an ROI perspective. So when healthcare marketers, they focus solely on metrics like prescriptions, intent to prescribe, critical insights that enable them to optimize their campaign in a real time, right? These all things becomes very important. And see, this becomes very important things from that perspective. Similarly, when you start thinking about hyper targeting your HCPs for generating the scripts, right, on a platform like Point of Care, right? Because this is one platform where doctors into live sessions with your patients, and you're promoting to the doctor the right set of messages over there, which is very important for his patient to which you've been treating it out. That becomes a win-win situation for you also, and for the brand also, right? From Similarly, in the prescribing journey, when you are able to trigger the relevant messages back to SCP, which makes sense for the patients, that again keeps you way ahead of your competitions.
That was amazing and marvelous indeed. Thanks a lot, Anil, for sharing amazing knowledge around the healthcare industry. And it was an amazing conversation with you indeed. Thanks a lot for your time. And I have added his socials in the description below. Don't forget to check them out. And don't forget to
Yeah.
connect with him over socials as well.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure speaking. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. And for the viewers, stay tuned for such an amazing podcast. We will be back again with amazing podcasts like this. Till then, take care and have a great day. Bye bye.